Hello, everyone. Hello, wonderful Brazilian professionals. For the people that are joining through Instagram, hurry, go to YouTube. Today, it's our monthly live, and the name of this live is the Yellow File session. But beforehand, for the people that don't know me or the people that want to know or want to boost their communication using English as a powerful tool, my name is Pauline Janes, a former international auditor. And for the past 6 years, I'm the CEO of Pauline Janes English Teacher to help you communicate really well. Not the way you speak, but the way you use your hands. Yes. Did you know that the non-verbal communication plays a very, 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 did I say very, very strong role in the corporate settings? Because the way you speak, it will breathe, it will give the tone of the narrative where people are trying to buy a service from you or a product. That's what it is. Verbal communication, the first one. Second one, non-verbal communication. And guess what? Approach here. The communication voices are so big as well. Yes, yes. And once a month, I share and I open with you one out of the millions yellow files that I have in here for you to know what my clients take benefit of my Master Business English course. They do lives free of charge to be more democratic in the way we spread out knowledge. Because right now, in a world, we have 8.3 billion people around the world. Get this, 8.3 billion people around the world. If you think that artificial intelligence is there to knock you down or to replace you, no, nothing will replace humanity as far as the motherland, our world, planet Earth will exist. We are existing. So nice to meet you all. We're going to do our yellow file session, a very strong topic, open-ended questions. Now, what I want you to understand first, that open-ended question, in addition to being a technique used for many people, including myself, you as a manager, you as a leader, you as a junior analyst, you name it. Nowadays, it doesn't mean that much, or it doesn't matter that much the title you hold or the quantity of the team that you have. Now, the soft skills have a greater relevance than the hard skills. And just for the record, soft skills is when you are able to communicate, when you are able to convince people, when you manage to convey messages to people. On the other hand, the hard skills, it's learning a new language, having a graduation, reading a book, The Speed of Trust, Stephen Covey. I love this one. And by the way, this book, it's my Bible. You see so many post-its I have here. This is my Bible. I have this book for many years. Reading a book, it's a hard skill too. I love this one, The Body Talks from Joan Navarro too. I always like to give you ideas of books. Just for the record, I have a Kindle, but I like the old style of being able to take notes and jot down inside of the books because I always go back and forth for consultation purposes. So beforehand, I'm thinking of buying a Kindle. Think of what you're doing with your soft skills and your hard skills. Think, how can you transform the world we're living right now that is so automated, right? So much automation that nobody talks to each other, right? Isn't that sad? What can you do to make and to foster a better workplace? If you start like that, you will live a much better life. So, open-ended question, and I'm going to share right now. People on Instagram cannot see this because it's impossible to share a file. So go to my YouTube channel and then to see the yellow file I'm sharing here. Open-ended questions. This is just a part of one yellow file. It's a very good technique when you want easy and fast answers. Yes, when you want easy and fast answers. How so, teacher? Okay, so sometimes you don't want people exploring too much or speaking too much about the details about the breakdown of the accounts receivable accounts. You just wanna know, did you finish the reconciliation of the AR ledger? Did you finish the accounts receivable reconciliation? The person will say, yes, I finished. No, I did not finish. This is an open-ended question, okay? Now, when you have an open-ended question with the intention to know in more details of it, of the accounts receivable ledger, you are going to say, can you tell me what was the highest agent list inside of the account receivable ledger? When you use these two words, the first word, tell me about the reconciliation, or the number two, describe a little bit how you came up with this agent list, that will be give you more details of what you're looking for with the techniques of the open-ended question. Does it make sense? Okay. Open-ended questions are intended for you to have a short answer, but with details that are necessary for you to be able to address a question that you might have from your boss from overseas, or for you to deliver what you need to understand. Thumbs up? Okay, very good. Now, the key ingredient that is so important, don't use the technique of open-ended question. We have open-ended questions where you want details, and the close-ended questions where you just want a yes or no. The open-ended questions, be careful not to be too prolix. I'm guilty of it. I raise my hand, and I'm sure that probably many of you are a little bit prolix because you want people to buy in your idea. Am I right or not? Right here on the comments for people that are here on YouTube. Right or wrong? So, open-ended questions are perceived when you need to address a specific question with details. But this is my tip for all of you. Use tell me a little bit about something and describe a little bit about something. And the person who is on the other end answering, be careful not to extend too much your explanation. Because sometimes, like I was many years, I over-explained things and it made my speech a little bit tedious. Does it make sense? So be concise. The accounts receivable ledger had a higher age and lease over 365 days because the biggest company had a bureaucracy in their invoices entered in the system, and therefore we might face a write off inside of it. You see, you already explained what happened. So be careful with the open ended questions. They are so efficient, they are so good to use, but sometimes you cannot extend too much your answer. Key secret here, and I'm back here to the full screen because my lives are not intended to be more than 15 minutes. Open-ended questions is when you need more explanations of something that you need concise explanations. And the person who is providing the explanation don't need to be too prolix on explaining the topic. Everything has a beginning, everything has a middle, and everything has an end. My clients, they learn with me a lot of techniques. And one of them is that you have a context, you have a challenge, and you need to have solutions for that context. Also, it's important to always start your narrative to address the open and the question that you need to explain in detail by using the three connectives. First, also, and finally. Again, first, also, and finally. First gives you the context of the situation. Also is the cherish of the cake of the actions you're taking. And finally, what will be the deadlines, how much percentage you address and things like that. So open-ended questions to wrap this up of this live today. Tell me and describe. And by the way, this is commonly used in job interviews for sure. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Describe how are you feeling right now. Don't say how are you doing. How are you feeling right now? The person will feel that they need to address. Tell me and describe. These are powerful tools that we can have with simple communication because communication builds trust and trust builds loyalty. And when you have these two nuances, trust and loyalty, you have a much better workplace that you are seated in. I see you next month for the next live of the Yellow File session. And by the way, don't forget, we're humans and committing mistakes, it's a human thing. Hello, everyone. Hello, opportunities. See you next month in the next Yellow File question. Bye now. Thank you.